second bell. Where the is it?
There are knockouts, and then there are moments that freeze the entire MMA world in time. We're not just talking about wins, we're talking about pure savagery, disrespect dialed to 100, and cold-blooded statements that echo through UFC history like ghost punches. Buckle up, these are the top 7 coldest moments in UFC history. And number 1, you already know. Number 7, Nate Diaz lights up the crowd. Let's start with a vibe check. UFC 241 open workout, Anaheim. Nate Diaz, 3 years off the grid, returns to a sea of roaring fans. Does he shadowbox? Maybe hit pads? Nah. He pulls out a joint and lights it mid-session. Right there, on the mat, blowing smoke while the UFC brass probably passed out behind the scenes. That's Nate Diaz, ladies and gentlemen. No explanation needed. Coldest pre-fight energy ever. Number 6, Israel Adesanya humps Costa. Fast forward to UFC 253. Izzy Adesanya wasn't just defending his belt, he was sending a message. He put a masterclass beatdown on Paulo Costa, the supposed boogeyman of the division. And when Costa crumbled to the canvas, Adesanya climbed on and humped him. Not once, twice. That was chess, not checkers, a calculated insult broadcast to millions. Ice cold. Number 5, Silva enters the Matrix.
Confident in his striking. Look at the hand flow.
Yeah, I think he really does. Oh.
Go back to UFC 101, Anderson Silva versus Forrest Griffin. This wasn't a fight, it was a man slipping into another dimension. Silva dropped his hands, taunted and dodged strikes like he was dancing through bullets. Then, pop, one punch. Griffin crumples dazed, tries to rise, but it's over. KO. It looked scripted, only it was terrifyingly real. That wasn't just skill. That was dominance turned into art. Number 4, Alex Pereira's death stare legacy. Alex Pereira doesn't talk trash. He doesn't flex. He just stares, like a predator locked on its prey. First it was glory kickboxing, KOing Adesanya with a left hook from hell. Then years later at UFC 281, history repeated. Same stare, different stage. This time a TKO, but the damage? Just as cold. Izzy was stunned. The crowd was stunned. Pereira? Nothing. Just another day at the office. That look has its own win streak. Number 3, Khabib's mid-fight trash talk.
You know MMA you 20 years with MMA. What do you think about I deserve title shot or no? Please tell these guys.
I think you definitely deserve.
Let's go to UFC 205's undercard. Khabib Nurmagomedov versus Michael Johnson. Johnson was game early, but once Khabib got top control, it was a mauling. But here's the twist. Khabib wasn't just pounding elbows into Johnson's skull, he was talking to Dana White. I must fight for the title, you know this, I deserve this, let's talk now. Mid-beatdown, mid-slam, he's lobbying for a shot while rearranging Johnson's face. That's not cold, that's Arctic. Number 2, Jorge Masvidal's 5-second flying knee. You already know this one. UFC 239. Ben Askren walks in undefeated, a decorated wrestler with a chin and a mouth. And Masvidal, he runs straight at him and boom, flying knee, 5 seconds, lights out, Askren stiff as a board. Then, hammer fists to a KO'd man, followed by a casual pose on the mat like he's sunbathing. Masvidal didn't just knock him out, he made it personal, theatrical, iconic. The walk-off was colder than the knockout. Number 1, McGregor's apology to nobody.
I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, I'd like to take this chance to apologize.
And now, the moment that needs no explanation. UFC 205 Madison Square Garden. Conor McGregor becomes the first fighter in UFC history to hold 2 belts simultaneously. History was made. He grabs the mic, the crowd's roaring. And Conor, I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, I'd like to take this chance to apologize. To absolutely nobody. Goosebumps. Swagger. Showmanship. Legacy. That line froze time. Etched forever into the sport's DNA. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. Fight fans. The UFC is packed with moments that gave us chills, and we didn't even touch on Chael's mic work, Bisping's one-eyed vengeance, or the madness of Diaz versus McGregor. So here's the question. Which moment gave you the biggest chill? Did we miss one that should have made the cut? And do you want a part 2? Because trust me, we've got plenty more savagery in the vault. Drop your coldest UFC moment in the comments. Smash that like. Subscribe if you breathe combat sports. And as always, stay icy, fight fam.